All right. So basically, what we want to do now is that we want to build a website with a technology called Bootstrap. It's actually a framework. So a lot of people have been saying, why should you be using Bootstrap while we still have some technology like invented by some Facebook engineers like React and Flutter is there, that why should we use Bootstrap? But to my own opinion, Bootstrap is one of the framework you need to lay your hands upon and understand it step by step before you even start any laying your hands on any other framework. Okay, so what is Bootstrap and why do we need it? So Bootstrap is a framework that we use to build a website very fast, very quick, and the site is going to be responsive without having issues with how it's going to look like on mobile device like gadgets or tabs or whatever. All right, so what are the basic things you need to do when you want to start building a website with Bootstrap? I believe if you are actually going to enroll for this course, definitely that means you might have probably basic foundation or fundamental knowledge about HTML and CSS. I'm pretty sure that is not going to be new to you. Okay, but if it's new to you, I'm working so hard on how to release some couple of courses on HTML and CSS, so stay tuned. So this particular technology, it's going to be our project excuse me, what we're actually building is going to be in three parts. The first part is understanding Bootstrap. The second part is how to use Bootstrap to build some complex websites, and the third part is solving a real life problem, looking at probably a website and thinking of how they actually come up with that particular concept with Bootstrap. All right, what are the things we are going to be needing? Fine. We are going to make use of a Sublime Text. So what is Sublime Text? Sublime Text is just what we are going to be using to be writing our code. You can see, just click on Sublime Text. It's going to take you straight down to where you will be able to download that particular application. As a matter of fact, I've actually installed it right there. Is this at my taskbar? So every of my project that I've probably worked on in a couple of days back, I'm having it right. I'm going to remove it so that we'll all be on the same page. I want to remove them so that you are going to be seeing just that thing we are going to be working on. So I'm right clicking and clicking on remove folder from project. Okay, so that we will be able to understand it very much better. Okay, so I think I have a folder here called Bootstrap intro. Okay, I think that is what we are going to be making use of for the purpose of this training. I think I have it somewhere. Okay, this is it. So what we are going to do now is that let me just double click on that particular folder. What I want to do is that I'll delete what is inside of it. I've actually created it before. So if you see, there's nothing inside there. So it's just more or less like you creating the folder from the scratch. I right click, come straight down to folder and create folder. I call it Bootstrap intro. You can call it anything you want, anything you feel like. So what I'll do is that I'm just going to right click on the Sublime Text. If anybody asks me, okay, how am I going to install Sublime Text? It's just more or less like the way you installed your normal application. Like just click on next until you get it done. And if you are finding it hard to install, you can go to YouTube and click Sublime Text installation. I actually don't want to go back so that we all be on the same page, but trust me, it's just a normal way of installing softwares. Okay, so right now what I will do is that I'm just going to open the Sublime Text right now. Let me remove this from folder. This is how your folder should look like, your project environment should look like, Sublime Text should look like the moment you install it. But as a matter of fact, I always tell my students that if you want to make sure that you are enjoying these particular interfaces, just right click at the bottom and pin to tags. I've pinned to tags right now. That's why you are seeing on pin to tags. So when you pin to tags, if you close this particular Sublime Text, I open it back, you are basically going to see it live. So no need of you going straight down to search, typing, looking for that particular application any longer. All right, let's proceed. Okay, so like I said, this is just going to be an introduction to Bootstrap. Okay, what we're going to do now is just we're going to migrate this particular folder. You see, I'm dragging it right now. I'm going to drag it straight down to where my Sublime Text is. I've opened my Sublime Text on the G. Okay, so I'm dropping it right now. So by the time you drop it, you are going to see that particular folder on the name. You can see folders and you see the name of the folder. So what are we going to do? Let's go back to our Bootstrap website, and this is the Bootstrap website. So I'm not going to go straight down into the Bootstrap 5 alpha. I just want you to understand how it works. So I'm going to be making use of what is called Bootstrap 4. Okay, so you can see Bootstrap. Currently, they're even having a particular another version right now, Bootstrap 5 beta. So you can see previous release from here. You can see previous release from here. You can click here to see the previous release. So by the time you click that, you scroll down to a lot of versions have actually been existing. Okay, that's where you have Bootstrap 1.4 when they first started with Twitter, so it was called Twitter Bootstrap. So we are going to make use of 4.0. okay, so by the time you click on 4.0, it's going to take you to an environment where you are going to be seeing that particular documentation. Okay, so in a nutshell, Bootstrap is just a way of showing you how to copy some couple of codes and edit it and give you an intended what you have in mind. Okay, so right now you can see we have a lot of sections, so we are still going to go straight down to that section. But basically what we are using Bootstrap to do is that it gives us some couple of codes. We copy the code, we paste it on our Sublime Text, we edit the code to suit exactly what we want to do. As a matter of fact, if any programmer or any developer, front-end, be it front-end or back-end, is telling you that, hey guys, I'm writing code all from scratch right now, I'm not saying they are not good programmers, but the thing is this: documentation has actually solved a whole lot of problems. That is why W3 School is there. That is why Cdn Mozilla is there. That is why a lot of documentations are there that gives us ways of writing codes in a very short period of time and achieving what we want to achieve, whether no matter how very complex the project is. Okay, so you can see from this side, you can see getting started. Under getting started, you can see a lot of content under here. You see layout, content, component, utility, extend, migration, and about. See, this thing you need to focus more on it. When I started Bootstrap, I make sure that I focus my energy on every single section. What all these things means, I take my time to understand it step by step. So like I do, I want you to imbibe that particular. Don't be in a hurry. I know you have a lot of things in your head right now. You want to create a lot of projects. You are thinking I just need to get this thing done on time, but the facts still remain the same. You need to start from the genesis. You need to understand your audience. You need to understand what this thing means, because when you start dealing with complex stuff, so that it's got to be very easy for you. Okay, so right now you see getting started, layout, and then components. So let's assume you just want to get started. Let's assume you just want to install the Bootstrap. Let's assume you just want to start creating a project from scratch. So let's go straight down into introduction. You can read a lot of documentation there. We don't have the whole time, so all we need is just to understand how to install Bootstrap. Okay, basically there are various ways on how to install Bootstrap, which I don't want to go straight down into, because this particular section, like I said, course is going to be a practical oriented course. You have a lot of documentations where you still go to and read a lot of stuff, but as a matter of fact, I just want to create stuff here. Okay, so what we are going to do now is that we are going to install our Bootstrap using what is called Cdn. So what is Cdn? Cdn is a way of telling you that, hey guys, I know you are finding it so hard to install me Bootstrap, but I have found a way. Just copy a link, paste it on your project environment, and I'm going to install it automatically. But mind you, while I'm installing this, you need to ensure that you are connected to the internet. Okay, so you see this starter template now has actually given us an avenue to install our Bootstrap using what is called Cdn. You can see this is the link right there, Cdn. Okay, so I have to copy it right now. So by the time I copy it, I need to paste it inside my project. But as a matter of fact, if you look at this project, it's telling me that, hey guys, I am only a folder. You've not started creating any stuff inside of me. And mind you, as a front-end developer using HTML and CSS as a project, what you need to put into consideration is the fact that I need to create a file and name that file with an extension of HTML. Okay, so I'm clicking it right now, new file, and I'm pressing Command or Control S on my keyboard. Okay, you just type index.html. I'm going to remove this caps lock, index.html. Index, sorry, I don't know what's happening to my keyboard. Index.html. All right, by the time I click on save, you're just gonna give me a blank stuff, but I need to control and paste what I've copied. Boom. You see, it has been pasted. So let me just analyze this one after the other. You know, the first thing is doc type, which is HTML. The second thing is the HTML language itself, and the third thing is the header. So don't forget, anything you open, you must close. That is why you have the header at the top and you have it at the bottom. So this is the title, okay, and this is the link, the CDS link, the Bootstrap CSS. You understand? That enable us to be able to make use of Bootstrap. But mind you, by the time you're using this, you just have to be connected to the internet if you want it to work. Because I believe that for every project we are doing, we are launching it on the internet. So this is going to be giving us the look and feel of how our website is going to look like on the internet. Okay, so it's not going to consume any of your data. You just have to connect to the CDN server. Okay, you see all these scripts are JavaScript script enable scripts. So we have jQuery first, then proper.js second, and the top bootstrap.js third. So this first script is the jQuery. This second script is the the proper.js. So, and this third script is the bootstrap.js itself. So all these scripts are being installed through the CDN too. Okay, you can see CDN. You can see this is just from the internet, from the jQuery website too. Okay, this is the CDN. So we are just installing all this from the internet. Okay, so this is a very light way of installing Bootstrap. Hope you've actually gotten something from here. So let me reiterate so that you understand this very much better. Bootstrap is a framework that we normally use to create a website very fast, really quick, and the website is going to be fine on Gadget. So if you want to do this, all we need to do is just to be going to that particular website, copy some couple of code, paste it, and edit it. And if you want to understand Bootstrap, you need to have the foundation or background knowledge of HTML and CSS. And don't forget, we install our Sublime Text, and we created a folder. We migrate the folder into our Sublime Text, and we create a file called index.html before we paste that what we've copied from Bootstrap. So, and this is how we got its introduction, and we scroll down to starter templates. Okay, let's try to save this particular project. I'm pressing on Ctrl S. Good. So if I want to load this and see exactly it look like, I can right click and open containing folder from my project environment and double click. So when I double click, it's just going to open something for me. You can see hello world, which is the header, which is the title, and this is inside the body. So I can probably change this hello world to my portfolio website. Okay, let me just call it my website. Okay, website. Okay, so and by the time I press Ctrl S and I go back to that my page, I reload this, you can see my website is actually showing from the top right there. So I can change this hello to welcome to Bootstrap. Okay, welcome to Bootstrap. Okay, Bootstrap. Okay, I'm pressing Ctrl S right now. I'm just going to check it out and look at how it's going to look like. If you see, this is it. This is not what we want to achieve, but all I want to understand is the fact that this is how to actually get started. Okay, this is where we're actually going to stop for now, and in the next tutorial we are going to go deep down into something very interesting. All right, stay tuned and have fun.